Hello everybody, and welcome back to Certified Collectibles. This is the first episode in our brand new video series entitled Lost in the Vault. Now this series is going to give me an opportunity to show you guys some of the items I've picked up over the years. These are going to be a lot of one-offs or a lot of series that I tried to start and there just wasn't enough market depth to actually put together a collection or an actual position in these particular items. So these just got kind of set aside, pushed further and further back in the vault, put behind things, and they eventually just get lost or forgotten about. And we stumble across them every once in a while when a customer orders something, one of our backstock items that we just haven't sold in years. We'll have to go searching for it. And then we'll stumble across some of these particular items that are just super cool items that I've picked up over the years that, like I said, didn't really have a place for, didn't really have a client base for. These are items I thought I was going to be able to pick up a larger position in and offer them to our clients, maybe put together sets, and it just didn't work out for whatever reason. The market depth wasn't there, prices started to skyrocket on them, and actually just couldn't put it together. Or these are items that are just part of a larger deal that I bought, and like I said, just didn't have a place for them. So they just get set aside. They're still really cool, and but they just start collecting in our vault, and like I said, eventually just get lost back there. But they have resurfaced. We are going to start showing you guys some of these as they come about. We picked up a really cool group here to actually start our video series off with today. This is actually a very, very cool collection, and this is actually a series that people do actually collect, but like I said, very, very difficult to come by. They're rare, and we just couldn't put together enough to actually do a promotion on them. So today we're going to be taking a look at our very first Lost in the Vault item. These are the mini lobby cards for Star Wars, the original release 1977. Now the mini lobby cards, as you can see, these are about 8 by 10. If you actually get the full-size lobby cards, they're about 11 by 14. They're much bigger than this. We actually sent these to CGC. It took them about 8 months to figure out how they were actually going to grade these. They graded them in these sheets here. Let me take one off here so I can show you. They graded them in these binder sheets. They have little hole punches here so you can actually put them in a binder. This is all they really had to hold this 8 by 10 size mini lobby card. Like I said, if you actually collect the full-size lobby cards, they are 11 by 14. They're much bigger. But this mini lobby card is super rare, and these are actually the first print edition of these Star Wars mini lobby cards. Now, if you don't know what a lobby card is, these were actually given to the studios that were going to exhibit the film. The studios would actually hang them in the lobby. This is pre-internet. This is back, I think they stopped making mini lobby cards and full-size lobby cards in 1989. So this is in the 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s is when they were huge. I think they did start making them in 1910. So they made them for about 70 years. But like I said, when the internet came about, people would just look at their smartphones, go online, see trailers. They really didn't make these mini lobby cards or full-size lobby cards anymore. There wasn't really a need to highlight these particular scenes in the lobby when you're going to the movies, because typically after 1989, if you went to the movies, you probably knew what you were going to go see. You didn't have to wander around the lobby, get an idea of the films they were playing, and then make your decision. So like I said, these here are the original release from 1977. This text on the bottom does change. There was a later print, but these here are the first release. And this particular collection, we bought 10 full sets, and a set is about 8 lobby cards. So even mini lobby cards and the full-size lobby cards all come in like about 8 pieces. There's 8 cards per set. Some of them have 6, some of them have 10, but the standard was 8. So it's typically 8 lobby cards per set. And we picked up about 10 sets, so about 80 cards. We sent them off to the CGC, and like I said, it took them a while to figure out how they were going to grade these, because they are scarce. People don't really send them in that often. So they finally got them back to us about 9-10 months later. But by then, we kind of bought all there was on the market. And we've got this here whole group that we have here, this about 80 cards. We got them from this one guy. He had a shop here in downtown Los Angeles that was selling movie memorabilia. And they went out of business in the 80s, but he kept all this inventory. So after we bought this whole group from him, we couldn't really find many on the secondary market in a reasonable price. So they just started skyrocketing. The condition was poor. The sets weren't complete. So we just couldn't put together more sets. So what we have here and what we sent to CGC, and like I said, it took us about 9-10 months to get them back. And about the time we got them back, we'd kind of already moved on. We already realized there wasn't enough market depth to actually pick up more sets. So we just kind of moved on. They went into the vault. We figured we'd do something with them later on. I think we've had these about 5 years, so clearly we didn't do anything with them. But we're going to take a look at this one's whole set here. These are certified by CGC in 9.8. Out of the 10 sets we sent in, we only got 2 sets back in 9.8. So 2 9.8 complete sets. All the other ones are mixed. They're 9.6, 9.8. We only have 2 complete 9.8 sets, which is another reason why we didn't really ever market these, because we want to have actually complete graded sets. We didn't have enough for 9.6 sets and 9.8s. There are a bunch of mixed ones in there, but like I said, we do have 2 sets here. We're going to show you this one set, all 8 cards. Like I said, super cool item, very historical, very relevant. If you attended movies in the 80s, 70s, and 80s, you remember these. So this here is the first card. Now this is Han Solo and Chewbacca. This, like I said, are movie stills taken from the actual movie. They used to pin these up in the lobby so you can get an idea of the film that you're about to see. The backs are blank on these. The image is only on the front. And these were the property of the distribution company for the film. Here we have Leia and C-3PO. So these were not meant to be sold or given away. You had to destroy these after the film. You couldn't sell them or hand them out. The distribution companies really took this seriously back in the day. If they caught you selling these lobby cards, they wouldn't send you any more. All right, now this here is Luke getting ready to get into his X-Wing fighter. All these cards are labeled across the top too, across the top here, as to what they are. This is the X-Wing fighter card. So here's Luke getting into his X-Wing fighter. Going to go battle the Empire. Famous image here, Leia, R2-D2. This one here, iconic image from this film. Like I said, they pulled a lot of these images here for these lobby cards. These are the iconic images. These are the marketing images that the companies actually used to promote these films back in the 70s. So these images will be recognizable. Here we have Luke in his land speeder. Now this is one of the cards that's often beat up. A lot of white space around here. These often get dinged up and beat up on the edges, and the corners get all dented and creased. So these cards at 9.8 are very, very scarce, and like I said, that's why we never really had a chance to do anything with them. They're just too tough to put together multiple sets to actually offer a promotion on these. That is fantastic. I love these mini lobby cards. Okay, the Tusken Raider card. Another card that's often missing. If you see these incomplete sets, you'll see a lot of the character cards, but like the X-Wing fighter card, the Tusken Raider card, these are the cards that kind of turn up missing because people just didn't keep them. They're not as interesting to them as the Han Solo, the Leia, the R2, the C-3PO. All those cards are a lot more interesting or a lot more, I guess, collectible than some of these, like the Tusken Raider cards. So these are often missing if you do find the incomplete sets. That's a great, the famous Luke and Leia card. Now this one here is one, if you only ever see one card offered individually, it's usually this particular card. This here is one of the most popular ones in the set. Once again, tough to get in 9.8. These are often, people used to pin them up to their walls or tape them to their walls. We're talking about the 70s. People didn't really think these were going to be worth much, 40, 50 years later. So these were just hung on kids' walls, taped up, thumbtacked. So to find a 9.8 copy of these, very, very tough. And like I said, we got lucky to find a guy that actually had a shop here in LA selling this movie memorabilia. Oh, another famous card here. This is the Obi, C-3PO, and Luke card. Once again, this here is a card that people did collect and keep. So if you do see incomplete sets, this is one of the cards that you do find out there. So there you have all 8 of the mini lobby cards that we have to show you guys today. Like I said, we are going to be highlighting all these one-offs, all these rare items, all these unique items that we do find lost in the vault. We are going to be highlighting them on this particular video series. So please feel free to drop some comments in the comment section below. Thumbs up if you like this video. And as always, please remember to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you for joining us here at Certified Collectibles, and we'll see you again next time.